This is pretty much the worst video ever made.
So I had a similar job that I worked at. I was in college. So my worst job, I worked in a butcher shop, and I worked there in Michigan over Thanksgiving and Christmas time. And you know, it's 10 degrees outside. It's freezing. So my best friend from back home, we both worked there. And we would deliver hams, and then we would come in and we'd have to make sausage. And it's 10 degrees in the back where the freezers are, and then you're outside and it's 10 degrees and you're delivering ham, so your fingers are just freezing. And then you come back and there's no like working in the front. Like you come back and you're freezing. You've just been delivering hams for 3 hours, and the owner would be like, all right, make city chicken, where you're sticking like sticks through chicken and they keep going into your hand, but you don't notice because your hands are numb. So you're stabbing yourself. You don't even know it. And you're, making sausage, which is just disgusting. It's a horrible, horrible situation. It smells. It's bad. And same thing. We got paid jack shit for doing this job. And over time, though, my friend is a really quiet guy, and I'm loud. So over time, I convinced the owner that he needed me out front selling the sausage instead of making it. And so he gave me a shot at it, and I sold a ton of sausage. Like, I'd be at the front door like, hey, what do you think of Hick Ray's sausage? You got to get some of this. Try it. I'm giving samples out. And I sold a ton of sausage. And he was like, Ian, I need you on the floor tomorrow. That's the most sausage we've sold in months. And so my boy is like, you son of a bitch. I'm going to be back at, making sausage, and you're out here while it's warm, with a platter, talking to the customers. Like, I got promoted somehow, and he had to keep making the sausage while we were at it. I tried hard to get him to pay me commission. I didn't get there. But
commission on sausages.
It's the first time selling ever was moved me up the hierarchy in an organization. But I think
so can I just say, after we did that job, we both moved into looking after security dogs and dogs in kennels. So like, as in like a business where you put all your dogs in, like a cattery and kennel, dog kennel thing. And it used to get bitten by dogs, weed on, crapped on, like, and we're cleaning out these kennels. It's freezing in Canberra as well. I don't know what the translation is, but very, very cold. One of the coldest places in Australia. And we'd be sitting there hosing, but you couldn't get any water out of the hose because it was all frozen all the time. And they're like, you got to clean the kennels quicker. It's that scene. It's that chicken scene, biting you and nipping you and... We did that for like another year and a half before we joined the army. It's terrible. It's one of the worst jobs ever.
Don't you think, though, how important are those crappy jobs on forming your character, your mindset in the workplace? Whenever I hear someone complaining about a job that doesn't sound too tough, it just makes me think you haven't had enough experiences. You haven't done a crappy job. Like, one of my favorite questions to ask in an interview is just, tell me about the crappiest job you ever had, right? And if it's just like an office job or something, I'm always kind of let down a little bit. Like, I love to hear people talking about the dog kennel, or because it makes them appreciate, a company that really is looking out for you and not paying you nickels to do a really terrible job.
And also, I think it's a bit of a rite of passage as well. As a young pup, I think you need to have the shit ones so you know what the good ones look like. And also knowing that not everything is a toxic work culture, and someone correcting or chipping you on something. Like, if you got the sausages wrong, you cost them their product. They can't afford for you to get the sausage wrong. So they might be over your shoulder going, no, put a bit more herb, a bit of this, a bit of that, because you can't afford for it to get stuff up, particularly small business when everything's like right to the wire, so it's a rite of passage. I mean,
This is pretty much the worst video ever made.